Yes, good evening to everyone. God bless you for coming onto this channel. It is Joshua once again. This evening, I want us to discuss something new. We are going to look at how we are going to tackle the economic situation in the country, solving the economic pandemic that we have at the moment. We have some ideas. And what I want to say is that the governance ministry exists to solve spiritual and physical problems. The physical problems of society, the spiritual problems of society. That is what we exist to solve. So we'll be delving into the spiritual side, then also handling the physical side as time goes on. Okay, I also want to talk about the fact that, you see, I've already mentioned the two opposing extremes. Spiritually, the plan was that we all lose the earth, then we gain heaven. So if you gain the earth, you lose heaven. So the rich do not have any portion in the future that is about to come. When you read the Bible, you see that Yeshua was against the rich people, that it was very difficult for them to enter into the kingdom of heaven. The reason being that they choose the earth. They enrich themselves by they strangulate, or they use sorcery and other means to gain the riches of the earth, and they subdue the poor. They extract from the poor to be rich. So the future is not for them, because the future is also for the poor. So all that the rich have amassed, the wealth that they have amassed, they are going to leave it for the poor, because you lose the earth, or you choose the earth, then you lose heaven. And this heaven that I'm talking about is the heaven on earth. So it's right here on earth. Okay, so the rich don't have any portion in it, but the poor are also going to take over from the rich, and they are going to rule forever. So that is a little bit about the future. So these things that we are going to do mostly is against the rich. It's like recovering back, establishing equity in society, taking back from the rich to normalize things initially, then finally handing everything over to the poor. So that is the progression. Then I want to say that this thing that it is the beginning of the fifth and the final earth kingdom, and the king is the one that you are listening to, Joshua. The physical medium, or the human medium, for Yeshua, the spirit. Like I told you, the body is just a vessel. It's the spirit that matters. So I am standing in for him to rule as kings. Kings rule kingdoms, and they make decrees. They don't make suggestions. So all that I'm saying, they are decrees. They are like prophecies. They are going to fulfill. It's either somebody does it, or when my time comes fully, I will do it. They will be self-fulfilling prophecies. So they will never fail. That is what you take note. Then I want to say that our mantra, our values, righteousness, equity, and justice, that is what we are going to work with. Equity, 50-50 dealings. 50-50 dealings, that is what is the guiding principle in everything that we are going to do. Okay, so that is well established. Thank you very much. Okay, so to go on to how to solve the problems of society, the economic pandemic, what I want to say is that I am not in support of the IMF deal. Going to IMF, we have gone to IMF several times in the past. According to records, we have gone there about 17 or this could be the 18th time that we are going to IMF. We keep going back and forth without any sustainable means of ending our problems. So I am not in support of IMF, the IMF bailout deal. It is only going to increase our debt stock. Our debt stock is already high. Going for another $3 billion is going to increase it. And these monies are not even coming in bulk so that you can use it to solve your problems. They are going to break it down into tranches, and at the end of the day, it wouldn't be able to solve your problems that you want to, the way you want it. So I am not in support of IMF deal. There are other pragmatic means that we have to use to solve this problem. So that is the point that I want to make. Fine. So in this particular discussion, the aim of this discussion is to be able to drive down prices, to decrease or to drive down the prices which are so high, the inflationary situation in the country. We want to drive it, bring it down. That is one of the aims. Then also to trigger, by this message, we want to trigger local productivity, local industry. That is another aim. Then also to establish equity in the economy. Equity. The rich should not be too rich. The poor should not be too poor. There should be a balance in the system. That is the way of the future. The situation where some people are so rich and they flaunt their riches on social media, people are seeing them as successful. There are so many implications of that kind of situation. The robbery and all kinds of vices is because of some of these things, but we'll discuss it in another forum. So that is the aim, to drive down prices, to increase productivity in the system, and to establish equity. Okay, so let us go into the discussion. In the first place, I want us to establish, make some assumptions. In such a situation, if things continue to go on like it is, the economy could break down totally. So what we are going to do is that we are assuming the worst case scenario. Let's say there is an escalation of the situation and we have come into a situation where people are now looting shops and there is haywire. Everything is like a warring situation. In a warring situation, you can lose your investment totally. You won't recover anything. So we are assuming that we are in such a situation. We have lost all our investment. We have zero investment at the moment. So we are going to now start from zero and restart the economy. So that is one assumption that we are going to make, to create a forced zero start, to restart the economy with some ideas. Okay, so after saying that, one other thing we want to do is that in order to address this pandemic, we are going to ban imports totally, especially imports of luxury goods. We are not going to entertain luxury at this time. So luxury goods are totally banned. Then when we come to other goods like the fish, the poultry, the rice, sugar, all those things are also banned. We are going to ban them because rice can be produced locally. We have the land, fertile lands to produce. Fish can be produced locally. Poultry, we have the industry. You see, so all these things which we are importing, we are placing a ban on it so that we can start our economy or production locally. So that is what we are going to do. So what we are saying is that if it is sugar, we have some reserves in the economy. They have some in their warehouses. Rice, they have some, and fish, they have some reserves. So by the time these reserves gets depleted between 3 to 6 months, we should have started production to actually reinstate them instead of going outside to buy them. Because when you look at this rice, that's the perfume, so-called perfume rice, when you put them down, you cook and you put them down for 3 days, they are developing worms. It tells you how unhealthy they are, but we make so much noise about it because you see, the forces that be are in favor of destroying the earth, but we are in favor of restoring the earth. So wherever the spiritual problems are, we are going to unearth it and deal with it. So that is it with import. That is how we are going to ban imports. So I think I would have to end this one over here because the video is getting too long. Then I will continue it in another part. So God bless you. Thank you very much. These are the ideas we are going to use to resolve the economy. Thank you. Bye bye. Catch you on the next video.